Yeah, it was kind of interesting what you mentioned about the positioning. If you think that your positioning is not good on immobile champions, right? Obviously, the very the very simple difference is that, you know, one champ has a movement spell and the other champ doesn't. When you say that you're not good at playing immobile champions, what does it actually mean?
It means I'm literally caught out of position too many times.
Okay, so let's go down the next path. So when someone's out of position, what are they actually looking for? Like a lot of the time when people are out of position, there's like the I don't know, I just didn't know where to be and I made a mistake. And then there's what?
Looking for uptime.
Yeah, value. For example, on champions that are immobile, not always, but more often than not, they're rewarded with range. Champions like Varus, Ashe, Jhin. So I'm thinking that like you can squeeze and you can try to do a lot of damage in their face, right? But the risk you
Mages, I
run is that
guess.
you might lose your flash, right? So what this means to me, if you're someone that can play champions with movement spell, but not without, then more often than not, you're probably disrespecting the enemy looking for value. There's a few ways you can go about this. Well, the first one is you can redefine what value actually looks like. So you can be like, well, I don't need to like dance in front of their face and just like outplay them on the tethering front. Maybe value looks like waiting for, you know, Thresh to use hook, and then from there, once Thresh uses hook, now I can use my dash aggressively. So you can kind of change the way that you conceptualize value, or you can increase your relationship to safety. You can figure out that you being alive means more often than not you're going to win fights than you doing more damage in a particular moment. Which game do you want to start with?
Probably the Zeri Nico one. I think there's maybe less value to be had from this one.
We can go through it like relatively quick as well. You just let me know when it's like, I kind of feel like I got enough out of this. But
well, the thing is, the Katarina just 1v9 the game, but
okay,
it felt like I was trying to like help her carry, but I don't know how to do that.
okay,
My
perfect.
best guess is I just farm, try to get as strong as I can. That way, if she can't play a fight, then I can maybe do something.
Yeah,
But
okay, so
yeah,
tell me the story of this game before it begins. What actually happened this game?
I mean the Katarina and the Vi just roamed constantly
And you got
and got a bunch of
behind?
kills. I wouldn't necessarily say behind. I was ahead in CS towards the end of it. I definitely think I could have played the laning phase a lot better. Like I should never be hitting the minions here.
Okay, tell me, just let's go back a second quickly. What should you be doing right now?
Zoning them.
Okay, do you need a ward in this bush?
No, definitely not. I don't know why I was complete in that I warded there.
Why
My thought
why would you
process.
ward it and why wouldn't you? Like, what are the two timers in which it makes sense?
To be honest, I don't know. The reason why I warded it was because I was paranoid that they would try to sneak into the bush and do something, but realistically they're never
This
going to
one?
do anything.
This one you mean? Like, go from here to here?
Yeah. I don't know, just try to like get XP or something. I don't know why I warded it. It was so dumb.
Do you
It
know
was
what
just
XP
like an
range
autopilot
is?
sort of thing. Probably like a little bit further than where that tile is back there.
I'm gonna draw a line here. From here to where?
I'd say probably like a little bit closer than that.
Here?
Nah,
Lower?
that's way too close. I think like in between that. In between where your cursor is now and like the line that you drew. I think
In
that's where it
between?
is.
Like here-ish?
For XP range, yeah.
Yeah, it's max Varus Q. So it might even be a little bit longer. Might be somewhere around here. That's just something worth considering. But of course, like, you guys are strong, but I don't think you can zone these guys experience level 1. It's not possible.
You don't think so? I mean,
No.
Alistar is essentially useless, no? And with Nico, we can just
Okay,
sort of walk up and threaten stuff.
yeah, so let's go through it, right? So alright, so basically by Alistair staying in XP range, he now has to make it he now has to make a decision. So you're making a forced error where he can choose between take HP and gain CS, or gain EXP is what we're talking about, or he can keep HP and lose EXP. What's the value on each decision?
And when he's going to be stronger at the level 2 and 3 all in,
Right.
and when he's going to be faster to the level 2 and 3 all in.
And he gains like one extra thing by taking the HP trade, which is what?
The XP.
Right. Let's say that you guys step up.
Oh,
You
the
guys are
wave would
super
be
strong.
pushing towards him faster, wouldn't it? Because
Exactly.
we're going to hit him.
Which means
Yeah.
that he's gonna get zoned less what in the future.
Golden XP.
Exactly, experience.
Yeah.
So like, I'm not sure where the idea of you being able to zone them level 1, like from experience, has come from. Like, maybe you can zone 1 or 2 CS of gold if you guys play really good in lane. Like, that happens in Korean Challenger games, pro games, in really tough matchups, you know. Sometimes you're gonna lose some gold, but it's very rare that you get zoned EXP unless the enemy bot lane plays really well or the matchup is disgusting. From my side, it makes a lot of sense for them to take the HP. Why? Because, well, Alistar has passive. Also, he needs to get to his spike, which is level 3. It's kind of worth it for him. And the wave shape is going to be good. It's going to be closer to him, right? So zoning them is like, I could just tell you, no, you can't zone them. But I want to show you why it's not possible to zone.
Yeah.
Make sense?
I just see it as like it looks unplayable for them level 1 until
Okay.
2. So
So-
it's potentially playable to like fake zone them. Because I mean, this is like low diamond, like they're bads, right? So
Okay.
if I pressure them, they're probably just going to run back to their tower.
Okay, so from my side, what you're talking about is an exploit, right?
Yeah.
It's like a cheat code. If the enemy bot lane is bad enough that you can fake pressure them off the wave, you might win a game here, right now. You might win this specific game. But this is not going to work later.
Yeah, for sure.
So from my POV, it's like, unless there's a gun to your head saying you need to win this game right now, or kaboom! It's like, it's kind of dishonorable, you know? Don't get me wrong. Something also that's dishonorable as a concept is just like walking up and cheesing someone level 1, you know? Someone's AFK and, and you hit them. No, go and cheese them. Go and hit them level 1 for sure. The problem for me is the time is in which you start trying to exploit when you lose, or you're not that strong. So let's say you step past the wave and you're trying to zone them experience and you're trying to exploit them and be like, hey guys, I'm stronger than you. And what if they don't back up? What if they turn around and hit you? What if Alistar Q flashes you? What if the enemy jungle level 2 ganks you? I think playing off exploits, particularly if you're an upcoming ranked player, like you're trying to get to Master, Grandmaster, Challenger, the best thing you can do is play GTO, as I say, which is just, you know, game theory optimal. And then once you understand this, go towards exploiting. Because you'll get no consistency, you know? You might win 5 games in a row from exploiting, and then you're going to lose like 15 games in a row from not playing GTO well. And it's going to be like a very, you know, a very, very bumpy ride, you know?
Yeah, you lose all consistency.
Yeah, like, it's like
sense.
you can give them the CS, you can lane slowly, you can take small wins, get all your CS, chunk them a little bit, play for vision, play for dragon, play to roam mid, play for tempo, you know what I mean? So many other ways to like completely stomp them. Then I'm going to zone them level 1 so they can't even play the game, you know? One other part on this, right? Champions that are able to zone people off the wave usually have 2 sort of capabilities. The first one is like heavy poke, and the second one is deep, like sustained DPS, right? So what comes to mind with the second archetype of champion is like Kalista, Draven, you know what I mean? Champions that, if they can get to that zone between the wave and start hitting you, you can be in trouble. But then you have the poke, which is like the Ezreal, Karma. Karma's a great example. People play against it, and like every wave that she exists, she's getting outscaled, you know? But like wave 1, she's just OP. And my point is here is that which one are you? Are you poke or sustained all in?
Sustained all in.
See, I wouldn't agree because you have Nico, right? So your champion
true,
as Zeri is sustained all in. But
I'm only thinking about myself,
but not yet.
Her as well.
Once you're level 6, I agree with you. Before, man, the way I see Zeri is Q passive, run away. You're kind of useless. Maybe you get your W off as well, sure. But you need level 6, right? So your champion actually starts off as poke and becomes sustained later.
That's true.
Makes sense?
That.
So now you're in a situation where you have 2 poke champions, and then we're talking about zoning the Alistar. But what does Alistar do? Well, he just tanks your damage. Because what happens if he goes down to, you know, 50% HP? Well, he's not going to die because you guys ran out of juice. You have no petroleum left in the tank to kill him. So then he's back in XP range. He's spamming his passive. He's back to full HP. Anyway, might seem a little bit like over intense thing to review or like too much.
It doesn't.
But the concept is really important to understand.
Yeah.
Because we're building logic from first principles about what do my champions do? What do their champions do? How can I actually plan my game based on details? You know, obviously waves over pushed here. And yeah, as you said before, you know, passive should be going on them. And you probably should be playing here, right? Away from Nico.
Yeah, true.
Why should you be playing away from Nico?
Because then we can hit them from both sides with skill shots.
Okay, yeah. So obviously your Q's a skill shot, right? And Nico has her E. So what you say is 100% correct. A+. But what you got to think about is not necessarily... You guys have different angles, right? Basically what it means is it creates like a super dangerous zone here. Where they don't know which way to path. But if you think about it right now, if you guys both stay on the right side, where should enemy position?
On the left.
Correct, right?
Well,
they now have free space. It's one of the biggest issues. If you guys play on opposite sides, you restrict the range in which that they can dodge spells in.
So if we're playing, say, like engage versus engage, like say I have a Braum or a Not here, would I still want to match on the opposite side, or would I want to sit with him still, do you think?
So it kind of depends, right? So like the question you're asking, and the reason why I'm reiterating this to you is to make sure that we're on the same page about this. It's melee sup versus melee, and then AD. And you're asking me, is it better like this, or should you be here? We can go through some basic laning concepts, like ones like triangle. I'm sure you know this, and most other people know this, but to refresh people's memories. If you're in a triangle formation, right, then obviously 2 people can hit 1 person. It's a winning trade. And you can also think about triangle in the sense of when you're chasing someone down, the longest. You want them to have the longest path. Let's say I'm chasing someone back to their turret. They're low HP here, right? Obviously, if I take this path, they're going to have the longest distance to run. Basically, you want to take a shorter path to chase them down, and they have to take a longer route. Does that make sense? So you
Yeah,
guys will
yeah.
converge at, you will reach him before he runs away, if that makes sense. And then next thing is now 1v1 matchup. So now you have to go really, really deep into 1v1s and figure out, okay, well, if I'm playing, I don't know, Ezreal versus Zeri, right? Enemy AD carry is Zeri and you are Ezreal. And you win 1v1 trades, then I would want to stay in this situation where I can play against him 1v1, right?
Yeah.
But then maybe your support loses 1v1. And maybe by enemy support retaking this bush because your support loses 1v1, then it's a problem for you. Let's say a Mumu or something, you know, and he can throw Q from here and it can get really dangerous for you, right? So maybe in that case, you need to figure out, okay, so then who wins 2v2? And then you can figure out, well, if I lose 1v1, but I win 2v2, we should control this bush at all costs. You know what I mean? And
Yeah,
if I win 1v1 and I lose 2v2 at all costs, I should, you know, stay the fuck away.
Yeah, I think I definitely need to think a lot more about it, which I'll do later. But yeah, I was essentially just saying if it was exactly as is right now, so the Alistar's where he is, the
Okay.
Corki's where he is, and it was a melee suck.
Yep.
Would it be better? Because my idea would be if I'm standing next to him, then I could follow up on him if he hits a hook easier. But maybe I was just thinking about it the wrong way. I think the way you described it's good. I just need to think.
I don't think you will have any supreme benefit by being so like let's say your champion hits Nico hits a root or a hook connect or whatever, right? No, I don't think you have any supreme benefit by being here, you know. Like if you're here, you still have a very similar path to like reach that person who ends up getting hit or CC'd. The only issue is now you might have to go through that 1v1. Let's say Alistair's the target, right? He gets connected on and Corky's on the left side of him. If you're on the right side, it's easier for you to create that triangle and start hitting Alistair. But in this case, you might have to go through Corky. So it kind of comes back to the do I win 1v1 situation.
Yeah,
so
that makes sense.
I'll give you one other scenario because I mean probably getting pretty theoretical still 1 minute into the actual review, but like it's I think it's really useful. It's probably more useful than reviewing any specific game, talking about the theory. Level 1, right? Let's say you're playing a matchup where you can fight, but you're outranged. So what comes to mind is Kai'Sa and Caitlyn. So Caitlyn can obviously bully the Kai'Sa, but if there was an all-in situation, like let's say both champions met here, or just started there and started ordering level 1 to the death, Kai'Sa's gonna win. Caitlyn takes too much time to ramp up her headshots, even if she's in a bush. Kai'Sa obviously, once she gets ramping with her lethal tempo plus passive, she's just gonna win. She has low Q cooldown, there's some ability to outplay, whatever. She just wins. You can go and test that. You guys can figure it out. Make sure you agree with me and understand and under what conditions. But the main thing is, Kate's rewarded for her range and basically on her Q and AA. Whereas Kai'Sa needs extension. Kai'Sa can also short trade, but only with AAQ, right? An AAQ for AAQ on Caitlyn is fine as long as it goes through the minions. It gets the damage reduction. I understand I'm being very specific here, but follow with me for a second. Kai'Sa's best position, right? For her to not get exploited by this range is to be in the bush. And Caitlyn, at all costs, should try to push her out of the bush. Then there becomes this huge fight over these bushes. Because if Kai'Sa can weave outside here and auto-Q Caitlyn, because it's much harder for Caitlyn to tether an opponent she can't see. Because you could be here, you could be here, you could be here, you could be here. So Kai'Sa wants to weave in and out of the bush, defend this while trading, and Caitlyn obviously wants to try to get her out of this bush. Then you can run into scenarios where, like, if you have a range disadvantage, you should try to use the bush. If you have a range disadvantage and you can fight, is what I mean. If you're at a range disadvantage and you can't fight, then you're, you know, something went wrong in draft. Well, not FF, but FF the first waves. And FFing the first waves intelligently means taking a trade so the wave pushes to you so that you can play on the bounce. Because every champion in League of Legends is useful under the right conditions. And what that means is wait for your condition. If that means you need to get, you know, shit on level 1, wave comes to you, and on the bounce you're level 3 versus level 2, just go send it all in. Or try to figure out, you know, when is my champion strong? Try to identify it so you can like hold on to the cope of like, hey man, in 5 minutes I'm gonna be OP, I'll see you then, you know. Play with Zillion support or Yumi or whatever. It's like, man, fuck, you're useless early. But most people forget that like in 10 minutes you're about to have, you know, Superman on your team. So all you have to do is play this mini game of can I survive? Okay, so under all that logic, it's actually kind of interesting to play Zeri in a winning situation, level 1. I feel like it's really not that common. Like usually you're the one just chilling. I mean, you can always trade usually with your passive, but yeah, kind of overpushed here. That's fine. I want to go a little bit quicker through the lane, to be honest, because we were talking about time as this game of like, well, how can I make it easier for my teammates to help me carry the game? And I think that's a really, like, I'm glad that you've gone down the path of saying that because it's actually a really important thing to understand. Most
Yeah.
people are like, oh, let's review lane, let's review team fights, I want to be a better AD carry. No, no, no. How about we just become better at League of Legends? So yeah, I'd be mindful of using your passive to farm. If you have it up, try to use it to trade. But again, we're playing against Alistar, remember?
I could have used my
Next
W
thing.
there to poke
Okay,
him.
who has a job next? You or Corky?
The Corki does.
Okay, what's his job?
His job is to CS up and getting hit by
Okay,
the
so
tower.
do you have a timer in which he's effectively locked in animation?
Yeah.
Okay, so what are your options? How could you possibly punish that?
I could look for a passive. I can't really look for a Q because it's through the wave. Unless I look for an E, but I don't really
Okay.
want to that close to the tower with.
No Q,
Oh, sorry.
no E.
I could look for a W through the terrain,
Yep,
and
correct.
I could look for a
You
passive.
should be here, and you should be Wing here, or you should be here and Wing here. Or if Corky's on this side of the turret, you can W the turret.
You know, I never actually saw that left one. I never thought about that. I've seen the other one before. I know there's a bit you can stand in just below the tree where I'm standing, and you can like W pretty much the entirety of that. But
I mean, this
like
one's
on the
OP
bottom
for a
terrain
few
where I'm
reasons,
standing.
you know. This is
Yeah.
the one that you said you didn't think about.
Yeah, I didn't think about
Yeah,
that
because, you know, you can also be faking that you're going to ward deep. Because Zeri is one of
one.
those
Yeah.
champions that can walk in and then just bounce with her E. As long as you see it now, the main point is that, like, you don't have a job, and if you walk into range and try to poke him, if this Alice is good and Q flashes you, you're fucked. Because you take
Yeah.
aggro on the poke, he Q flashes you, has Nimbus Cloak, maybe, and then W's you into turret before you can flash, and you're cooked. I just want to make it clear too, like, even on that Nico W timer, I'm like, E timer, I'm like, fuck, really?
Yeah.
Okay. Slow push here. Corky's getting to a point where he's almost in lethal. Use your Q, not your passive. You want to have that stacked. Now that you have no zap charge, I think it's fine to use your passive because you want to mega last hit. But yeah. Basically here you're scared of enemy jungle, right?
Yeah.
Do you have anything to do at the turret?
I could get the plate, but not really.
No. Like it's dangerous for you, right? If you touch this, then you can get flanked. The main point for me is like Corky's on the turret. You and Nico, who are both full HP, can actually find Silas. You can actually get a visual on him if you want.
A visual or fight him?
Like, I wouldn't necessarily say fighting him's a good idea or a bad idea. I think you can because, like, the enemy bot lane is so useless, you know? You still have a pot, you know?
Yeah.
You can't stop him from getting crab, but you can make everyone on your team have information about what he's actually doing. What his time, how long until he's finished crab. You know what I mean? Because if he fucks around or his base gets cancelled, maybe Vi can even take his respawn camp, you know, assuming he started Raptors.
I made like a pretty big mistake here, yeah. I didn't expect him, if you go back like a little bit more, I went to go ward the bush. I didn't actually expect him to hop over. I remember you talking about it once, but it's just something that slipped my mind. I nearly get caught by him here.
Okay. I mean, from my side, is this a good gank by him anyways? So there's a few things. The first thing is awareness. So if you're missing the awareness, I think that's I agree with you and that you should concentrate on it. But second one, like look at the EV of this like play. So if he decides to loop and spend time coming around behind you, what's the worst case for you?
I have to flash.
That's the worst case. You have to flash. Are we wasting time on our second rotation camps? Vi's camps already up. Junglers don't want to waste time like this. Particularly not in the first
He started top
clears.
side as well, didn't he? So my Vi could realistically just invade his top side.
I mean,
and it would be free.
for sure. I don't know where he started exactly. Maybe you know better. I didn't see. Like, his chickens are gone if he wants this for your flash with Corky Alistar. How are they going to punish it, bro? This is not Kalista Draven, Caitlyn, Varus. This is not some ultra volatile matchup. Imagine this was like a Jarvan, not Silas, and he's playing, you know, Izagumusi versus Viper in the most volatile matchup on planet Earth. Okay, maybe your Raptors don't matter so much. Because if you blow this guy's flash, now the dynamics of the lane are changed for the next 5 minutes. Bro, if you lose your flash in this matchup, what changes? Can you still farm every minion? Yeah, just can't use your E aggressively. That's like one of the biggest things that you lose out on. And you need to be careful if Alistar gets like hit one stack of E on your support and then flash combos you because you can't avoid the stun timing. Do you know what I mean? He can WQ and you won't have timer to E. Like, yeah, you need to be a bit careful, but this is super dog shit by Silas. And hopefully Vi doesn't run down now.
He does. I was trying to get level 4 on the way, that's why I didn't move instantly.
No, you shouldn't be moving anyways. Yeah, this is terrible. Like, you guys have a freeze on bots. Vi has camps up. Silas has camps up. It's like, no one should be fighting. Everyone should be farming right now. But yeah, it's all fine. Happens. Just in this case, don't try to push and move. Just, you know. You can also ping them back if you see that it's going to be a disaster as well, if you can. Like, if you want to take responsibility. Good base is cannon. Okay, I really want to focus on, like, what you were talking about with the timers. Good that we check for Silas. We should try to perma-cancel this guy. Gotta be careful of that Nico. Obvious mistake by Nico, but, like, just use your Q, you know?
Yeah.
Why use E? Okay, you could get dove if you're not careful. Nico probably should be mid right now, just for your information more than anything. She has no
Yeah.
job on bot. Obviously she wants experience, but she fucked up. So yeah, she needs to be matching Alistair's roam mid. Just as long as you see it, you know, I think it's gonna matter a lot more in higher rated games. It's important to know when your support should actually be bot or when they should be roaming. So when I see you losing this much HP.
I didn't expect them to just re-engage on me here. That was not something I thought they would do.
Yeah, the fruits are, I've been getting baited by fruits recently, to be honest. Okay, I have two things for you. So first one is, there's a concept, right? And it's like, what you have to be really mindful of is like who is it better for? I don't have a good, nice, juicy concept name for it. It's just who is it better for? So like, in this case, there's two critical spells that will end up potentially getting traded here. And what are they?
My E and Alistar, well, maybe Corky's W if you want to think of it that way, but I'm assuming you mean Alistar's WQ.
So think about this in isolation, right? There's like two layers of criticality. The first one is like, okay, your E and Alistair WQ. But like, I'm thinking next level. I'm thinking Zeri ult and Alistair ult.
Oh, that, okay.
Because like, when Ali combos in here and he stuns you right now, I would insta-pop ult.
As Zeri or Ali?
As Zeri, and I would force Ali to ult as well. Yes.
Oh wow, okay.
You can keep hitting this Alistair, right? And you can extend because he has no combo, right? Now, if there's a fight that keeps going on here, right? Let's say, you know, we're not 100% sure if Ali can actually die or not. Maybe he can bounce, whatever. But when his next rotation of spells come up, if he combos in, you're gonna have, you know, Zeri already with stacked ult, and Nico can obviously look for something too. So from my side, now you can start paying attention to the rest of the map. So in this case, I like that you didn't ulti, and the reason why is because your mid jungle are basing. But if your mid jungle had just pushed mid and they were ready to play in bot river, I love this. I love it. Because if you're gonna dive bot, also having no ult is much better than you having ult. Because you're not the main character here. It depends on the details on the map, but what you need to think about is, okay, then you can start looking at both ultis. You can start looking at cooldowns. I don't know 100%, so don't, you know, come with the pitchforks, but I'm pretty sure Alistair ult is longer cooldown than Zeri by a marginal amount. And what that means is you create an artificial window with the cooldown gap to maybe fight again in the future.
I've been looking into that like a lot more recently with hook champions.
Yeah,
and just trying to see if I can like bait windows with my movement spell and see if I have time to abuse
For sure. Bro, that's perfect practice, by the way. Seriously, it's perfect. So like, the first piece of feedback for you is like, how can I help my mid jungle carry the game better? Or how can I help my mid laner carry the game better? Well, first thing is, when my mid jungle are super strong coming off base, don't start an all-in fight in bot river. That's the first thing.
Yeah.
The next thing is, save your spells for when they are ready to play. I want you to understand the condition in which you should use your ulti here. It's based on what happens in the future. Is there going to be a play in the next 1 minute where we can actually abuse this guy not having ults?
Probably because of Dragon.
Don't do it. Yeah. And like, whatever, man. Like, you shouldn't go for this for a multitude of reasons. The first thing is you shouldn't get chunked in the first place, right?
Yeah.
Like, your spacing is just bad. Also, Alistair actually comboing here is super troll. If you reaction speed check him and E here, and then you end up slowing him and just hitting him, you know, 3 or 4 times plus Nico spells, I'm pretty sure he's cool. He has to ult. And you don't have to. This is him exploiting. You remember what we were talking about before? It's not a good time for him to combo, but it's an exploit. You got hit by it, you got your E cancelled, okay, now you get chunked. And the reason why going for this is actually bad is because you don't have any info on what's going on around here. I think enemy mid jungle was dead, so Aurora's on map. You know Silas is not here, so it's actually legal. If you guys think you can move it to 2-2, it's actually fine to fight over this. But yeah, you need to be careful. Like, particularly sometimes you'll go for fruits, not see enemy jungle, and you just die. Nice. So Katarina ends up coming and clutching anyways. You guys get dragon, base. This is fine. Nico actually opens mid at the right time. Congratulations. Katarina makes a movie. Alright, cool. So far, in the first 12 minutes of the game, that's the only thing I really saw from you. That, like, the bot river situation, you know, you completely griefed your mid jungle. That's about it.
I don't know why I thought I could live here. I saw the Silas going in through the mid ward, and I was like, maybe we could live. And then I don't know. I even saw what ulti he had, and I still thought I could live for some reason.
Okay. So the way I see it is like, what do you lose if you back off the turret now?
Just that wave. And maybe like couple platings.
Do you lose the full wave?
I guess not, no, because it's a cannon wave, isn't it?
Try to think about it from your teammates' timer perspective and the enemy team's timer perspective. Do you know what I mean by that?
By the fact that my mid laner pushes in the wave, so we technically gain a wave in mid. Is that what you mean?
So, okay. The first thing is, Katarina shouldn't even touch the next mid wave. Katarina should also move. Because if the enemy bot lane, if the enemy team tries to dive you, Kat needs to be there to clean up. Vi also understands this, and he's not going to go do his chickens for efficiency, right? He's just gonna come right now. So the main point for me is like, if you can wait 5 seconds here and the enemy team decides to continue, right? They could try to dive you between turrets, like if they wanted to, but it would turn out terrible for them because Cat's moving and Vi's coming as well. So the main point for me is like, even if you can survive here, right? If you had to choose between 2 risk options, right? You're investing all your money into 2 different portfolios and you can pick one with higher risk than the other, but the returns are the same. Obviously, you pick the one with lower risk, no?
Yeah.
Then the only argument in terms of the difference is that you're going to lose these minions. But if you die, you're going to lose these minions anyway, no?
Yeah, 100%.
So, and then you can make the argument that, oh, I thought I wasn't going to die. It's like, yeah, okay, sure, bro, sure. Alistar, Vi, ult, Silas, like the only thing these champions are meant to do is kill you with a dive, you know? And like, obviously, Cat's gonna end up cleaning up, getting another triple kill. All right, sure, you know, it happens. But yeah, the stuff that happened in bot river, this is how you can help your teammates carry the game better. What happens in that situation just there on the dive, like you definitely should not have died here. And then yeah, on this timer here, probably you should stay bot.
Oh yeah, that was the other thing I was gonna ask you as well. I remember when one of my friends tried helping me like a while ago, he mentioned that there's not all, like you shouldn't go mid all the time. Like if your mid laner is fed and if he's snowballing, you want to stay in a different lane, like off or bot.
And why is that?
Well, because he's snowballing and he's the strongest at the moment, so he can just shove mid waves and then instantly move. But yeah, I was thinking about the same thing in this game. Like, should I be bot still? Because my cat is obviously 1v9 in the game. I'm useless, right? So I should just go sit side and just clean waves while he moves to fights and carries.
Pretty much everything you've said is spot on, but I have one other one thing that you're kind of you're not making clear enough to me that I'm gonna make you, you know, spell it out for me. Why would you be better in side lane than Katarina right now? Because Katarina can generate pressure on side too, no? Like wherever Katarina goes, she gets what she wants, right? Because she's that fit.
Yeah, my only guess is that it's because I'm safer, because of my dash. I can just dash over walls and leave.
No, she's safe as well. Basically, now the argument is about who can get the maximum pressure. If you are mid lane, right? What options do you have?
Shove wave, hit plates.
Okay, so the first assumption is that you can get priority. That's a great assumption, and that is an assumption. Okay, let's just say that you can get priority. For whatever reason, you can get priority. Okay, that's great. Then where are you gonna move?
We can move to the enemy jungle, invade the camps.
Okay. Yeah, we could go for, you know, classic things. We can go for vision, plate, whatever. The main point for me is that Katarina gets prior 100% if she wants it. And Katarina can move to top or bot. Do you see it? But if Katarina's bot, then it forces everyone on the map to play around bot side. Because she's the strong member. So it's about the strongest player being able to influence the most amount of fights.
Yeah. Like if Cat was mid here, we win this fight 100% because I'm mid. We lose it.
I mean, but you being in a fight is just like not important, you know. Also, you being the one to try to punish Aurora here for me is like you already did a good job chunking her. You're now crossing into their side of mid, which is dangerous. Katarina's not around. I don't like it that much, you know. And now, once again, fucked your team's turn. You know how you got chunked, your mid jungle was resetting and you got chunked?
Yeah.
It's the same thing. Now we can't do anything with you. You are hostaging the map. And you're hostaging the map because you're trying to be proactive as the only player in the game that's not allowed to be proactive right now.
Yeah.
If you want to play like this, if you want to be proactive, go pick a different champ, man. You are playing to hyperscale and enjoy your 20-minute team fights where you're a beast. And your little 1v1s along the way when you can win. But until then, man, you know, enjoy farming, you know. It's just the identity of the champion that you picked. But that's like, this is like one of the huge things that, and probably a huge issue with your gameplay, is like your tolerance for risk is way too high. You are generating pressure by just existing. You being able to burn this guy's ult already insane, you know, but even just chunking him, like, this is great. When you're playing with someone like who's fed, just try to include them in every play. This fight happened, we used all of our shit. Look at Cat.
Yeah, still running to the fight.
To be honest, it's unreal, you know. This shit happens in solo queue, but like, it can't happen.
Yeah.
And it doesn't happen in high rated games. Because people are not that stupid, you know. Stupid is not the right word. It's not an intelligence thing. It's a careless thing. I think you know better. And I say that a lot of the time to people that I'm coaching. I don't believe that a lot of the people coming to be coached by me need me to tell them some of the things that they hear. I think that they're smart enough to figure it out themselves, but maybe they don't call themselves out on the bullshit enough, you know. But yeah, in the case like this, you know, if you don't use a fed member, you're just trolling, you know. And I don't know, I feel like if you had higher stakes, for whatever reason, the stakes on winning or losing a game was different, like people would pay more attention to those details. Particularly when you play a lot of League and you can kind of be a bit careless about it. You just play a lot. Oh, it happens, I fucked up, you know, go next. But yeah, same thing again. At least this time you're fighting with with your bro.
Yeah.
Cat's solo diving Corki under tier 2. This looks very smart.
Yeah, Katarina players are psychopaths.
Yeah.
I was trying to give him a Shumpo out here, but he wouldn't
Yeah.
take it. I don't think he had it though.
I mean, he has Zonya still. I think he's probably still fine. Barrier. Nice flash. You try to use your E, obviously, but
Yeah.
it's like fine.
I didn't realize I had it. I think I looked to see what sums I had just before the fight, and I E'd it and I didn't expect to get it back so fast.
It's fine. I mean, main thing is just as long as you don't get E2'd. I don't really care how you use it. We can talk about optimizing, but I think it's just good that you dodge it. The only thing I would say to you here, right, is when Silas used all his spells, he's waiting for cooldowns right now, yeah? Silas has two options. What are they?
Height for his abilities, I'm assuming.
The first assumption we're making is that he makes time for CD, right? That's the first assumption. And then from there, he can make a decision.
I'm not sure then, to be honest.
Okay, if you were Silas, the decision that you would probably consider is, do I run away or do I fight? Just at a very simple baseline
I would just
level.
fight. I don't think you have the ability to run away though here, do you?
I mean, his E's
Against
coming
the
up
scheme
soon.
comp?
I think if he can Q, slow you guys, and E out, I think he's out if he wants to be out. Depends. Depends how you know, fed Cat is, but I'm pretty sure he's out here if he wants to be out. So those are his choices. Now, in the case that he decides to fight, you know that the pathway in which he's going to do it is just by W and Cat, because you're going to keep your range, right? So now's not a bad timer to cast W, because while he has no spells, right, you can be a little bit more carefree about locking yourself into a W animation, because he's not going to E2 you, right? Or EW.
Yeah, I didn't think about using my W here.
Yeah, I mean, for sure. And I think that you have a timer to do it.
I think I did actually.
Because he has no spells, and for me, it's obvious that he's going to try to turn.
Yeah.
Because Cat probably has a mega shutdown right now, and it's just not a bad try by him. He's fed Silas, he has Zonya, he could try and make a movie. Does Cat even have a shutdown?
I think she died earlier, so she didn't,
Yeah.
but I'm not sure.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. Anyways, that's just like something that you can conceptualize. Because I think like W on Zeri makes it really easy for you to space them. And also, throwing W makes a lot of sense when you can try to figure out their intent. Alternatively, if you think he's going to run 100%, you can like hold it for when he like E's, right? You can even try to predict him. Okay, nice try. Nice Q on the invis, to be honest. Spacing and inputs, you know, obviously you can review this yourself. Concept is just like when there's no danger on you, don't kite backwards.
Yeah.
But like, you know, I think you can go through that yourself. Well, at least we're fighting with our bro, you know.
Yeah. If it had been like 14 seconds, I'd had ulti, I swear I'd kill all of them.
Yeah, I mean, once the president is dead.
Yeah.
Buys bots, cannon's not around, dragon's up in 10 seconds, you know. Like, you're choosing to opt in, you know. Katarina's pinging cannon's teleport. Like, yeah, bro, for sure, cannon should TP here. For sure, we shouldn't just be max chilling, waiting for dragon, you know. You see how ridiculous that is to ping?
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. It's actually ridiculous. And Cannon actually does it for the bros. You have ulti now. Good luck. Hopefully you can kill Silas before he gets his rotations off. Doesn't look like it though. Nice. We used flash ult Cannon. Lost third dragon. Might even lose Nash. Congratulations, guys. Well done, everyone. And the game got real dicey, you know?
Yeah.
It got real dicey. We just lost. They have, what's it called? Objective bounties. They did. Oh, it went out? Or what happened? I don't know. They get this. Now they're gonna get mid tower. Then Baron. Okay. Maybe we're chilling more than we thought. I mean, we're still ahead by a lot, you know. But like in slightly closer games, decisions like this where you die in top jungle, then they get dragon, then reset, then you guys fight here. This, you know, it's gonna change the outcome of the game, guaranteed. Guaranteed, guaranteed. I mean, we could look at how you use Baron, like, because usually the way people use Baron is pretty disgusting. There's a lot to learn, but it's a more team-wide thing. From my side, if you're scared about getting trapped bot after this fight here, then I think it's fine to go mid. But if you're not scared, like if you see everyone that's dangerous, which I think you do, you should go push bot. Because now you're the ones with Nash, you don't have a wave to play on, so you end up just fighting again. It's like all well and good to try to kill these guys, but the main thing is like when you have Nash, what's your actual objective? How do you actually make money? It's these things.
Yeah, the towers, yeah.
Yeah, killing them is like, it's like fine, but not the best decision you can make, you know. You should open their base. So somehow, do you see this as well? You're the ones with Nash, 2 people on enemy team are dead, and 1 is pushing up to halfway.
Yeah.
I mean, it just doesn't make any sense, no? And then here, like that your like blinkers, your radar's not on, that this is like astronomically illegal straight away. I mean, you realize, right? But this guy's TP'd out, he's gone, you know? So funny, bro. I think as well, like
Elo is something else.
Here, really good time at the W him. Really good time at the W as well. Yeah. I mean, you can take your pick on the frame, right? As long as here you have to dodge his E, right? Which you do. Obviously, he uses W animation, but could look like E as well. I think you should get in the habit of using your W in fights. Like, when it's low risk for you, it's just so much easier for you to space. But yeah. Now we push. Okay, so we got 1 plate top lane with that Baron and a Cloud Drake. It's like fine, but yeah.
I should have definitely dashed over earlier here. I don't know why I didn't. I was like, yeah. Is it a good fight? Is it not a good fight? Probably should have fought. I don't know, and then just like,
I mean,
may as well.
the way you can like think about it is like, I think that you have reasonable hesitation in a way because like your cooldowns are quite long. But the only thing you have to think about is that your exit path is pre-planned. You have a wave there, you know? And you can just run through the tower if it gets dicey. The main thing is that if there's a fight going on here, where's the enemy spells going? The enemy spells is like Orianna shockwaved. Everyone's spells and cooldowns and damage and psalms are all shockwaved into this zone, you know? So even if you dash over, all of a sudden your danger like doesn't exist anymore because everything's down.
Yeah.
So it's like you shouldn't feel like too
Pressured about using it.
too anxious to join that fight.
Yeah.
Good target selection here to not hit the Alistar and go for the Silas.
Yeah.
Positioning wise, definitely could be better. Like right here, you know, obviously clicking back and then yeah, this guy could flash away. Yeah, nice. We end up winning the game. Good job. From my side, it's very clear that like you need to actually use your strong teammates and then watch your timers in which like you don't need to be proactively starting fights when you're playing Zeri. What I need you to do is farm 12 CS per minute and just be there. When there's a fight going on, just fucking be there. Everyone uses their shit. All right. Mythical Destiny's time to shine. Dash in, ulti. Everyone used Silas ult, Ornn ult, Aurora ult. Everything's down. Flash alley combo, pentakill.
Yeah.
Not dash in, ulti, insta flash out to bait a fight so my Katarina can get a pentakill. That's not how you play AD carry. I mean, it kind of is, unfortunately, but not yet. Not yet. We can get you to a much higher rating before we start having conversations about playing on limits. All I need to do right now is farm and be at the right place at the right time. That's it. And you will skyrocket in elo. Promise.
I can't deal with this Aphelios champ. It's just, yeah, it's like a mind block. That and Draven. The two champions I just cannot play into.
Yeah, I can see why. Because the first thing is you get bullied in lane. And the second thing is that, you know, 1v1 is not that easy versus him. Okay, remember we were talking about when you're at range disadvantage, but you can fight? Where should you position?
In the middle bush.
Yeah, you guys should take this push. Otherwise, he just orders you whenever he feels like. You can't fight back.
Yeah.
But you playing to hit the wave is pretty good because you can actually get level 2 by him. You can't waste your passive, by the way. Same thing. Only way you can trade is by using your passive, and it should be with Thresh. You can queue this wave as it's coming in. Like every time Aphelios has his auto timer on reset, you can do whatever you want, you know. You can even queue this wave coming in if you want. I mean, to be honest, in high elo, like super high elo, I think that Zeri Braum will give the push anyways and wait for the bounce. I mean, sometimes some Zeri Braums will play to burn all their HP to base on after 3 waves, but yeah, it gets a bit dicey. Okay.
This fight was... Yeah, I'll just let you go through this fight.
No, you tell me. Tell me what you're thinking.
I think I killed my Braum, honestly.
Okay.
You'll just play through it. You'll see what I mean. But I think I could have done a little bit more at the end.
Okay, yeah.
I think I should have walked up and queued him one more time.
For sure. But like from my POV, hook connects. What should you be doing right now?
Eating forward to trade on the Thresh.
Well, the only thing you have to be mindful of is this zone.
Oh yeah, because it's flay.
Any access along that, right? If that twists in any direction. Okay, so you can't get flayed, right? But this is what happens. The first thing is, as soon as this hook connects, where does your input need to be? Not here.
Forwards. Yeah.
It needs to be straight at Thresh. Hold your dash. Click straight at Thresh. Thresh already took 2 Qs from you and passive. And then your inputs are along this axis when his escape path is here. This Thresh dies 100% if your positioning is better.
Yeah.
Also, you can't auto him now because he's not going to die to your passive.
Yeah.
It's Q1 more than auto because then he takes the critical damage from your passive, right? So he should have died 100%. But here, I personally don't think that is a good idea to continue trading. When Thresh doesn't die here, you guys should exit. You're out of gas. You're fucking useless. Braum's fucking useless. There's no way he can hit the passive, right? So let's say that even if you guys get the stun off, right? You guys continue. Aphelios using flash, wow, that's amazing. You guys did a fabulous job. But now, even if you go and stun him now, whose cooldowns are coming up?
Thresh.
Yeah, and the wave is hitting you the whole time. From my POV, that Thresh dies 100% there if you play better, and there's no fight after. That's all, you know. It's just once they use their critical shit, which is hook and flay, you need to be ready to fight or in a position where you can actually play, you know. But those slight little missteps and things like that cost you kills, because then you had to use your flash to get in range, then you weren't sure about which way to guide, and then, yeah. But game's fine, you know. Dying 2v2 happens, whatever. It's all good. I would definitely recommend watching some VODs on this matchup, though.
I didn't realize that Zeri Braum was played a lot.
He's good, no? Zeri's AFK in lane, Braum's AFK in lane. Both have crazy hyper scaling value. Whoa. That was dicey as hell.
Yeah.
Yeah, Brom, I think he got isolated, no? No, I guess not. That looks like an isolated Q, by the way.
I don't know if he has dagger or Dirk rather. If he has Dirk, I think he probably does that damage.
I'd be surprised if he has Dirk already, unless he got a couple kills. Yeah, no, he had 2 longswords. I think this bush was warded. Yeah, playing 3v3 is not good here. It's over before it started. Not much to do about this. Thank God we only had 1 casualty. This matchup's not easy in lane for Zeri. From my side, I just want you to insta-press ult, you know? I think that your relationship to danger it's not quite right, you know? Aphelios, does he have good sustained damage right now?
No, not with those
He
guns.
doesn't have good guns for it, right? Red-white, this would be a different situation. I would agree with this. But you just, for super luckily, got level 6 on the timer in which they decide to all in. Elixir of Force. W is a bit late. And now we're going, like... something feels a bit off about it, you know? I feel like it's a bit late and the pathing probably isn't the best, but like you're probably not going to get any kills here. You're just going to blow Thresh's flash, but you can get him in a slightly lower condition. Well, I'm not a huge fan of buying tier 2 boots. And the main reason for me is that like the way that you're going to fight with this Aphelios is the same way. If he gets Braum queued, you can trade with him. But like, yeah, I don't know. From my side, again, like your champion choice limits you to play 1v1. It's very difficult for you to play 1v1 unless you find really good windows. And like on this timer, you have mid prior, enemy mid's dead, you're taking dragon. Like life is good, you know? From my side, even before you get ulted, it's like you already lost your lane right here. Because obviously he hit a nice Q here. He got, I think he even crit you.
I mean, I sandwiched myself against the wall too, like an idiot. So.
Yeah, I mean, at least he threw it around the edge, you know. But right now you're trying to like ego him, you know.
Yeah, I'm trying to zone him because I'm like, oh, my jungle is bot with ult.
You can do that. Like, it's good that you show him your body language, that you're superior to him, because your jungle's not actually coming, right? But from my side, like, you don't actually want to trade. Remember, you're an actor. You're not the guy with the bazooka. Does that make sense?
Yeah, yeah.
Like, you're starting to believe that you are that character, you know? That you're the guy that can beat him 1v1. It's like, no, right now you actually can't. And even if you could beat him 1v1, why would you? You have mid push, you have Rengar with jungle with ulti, and you're mega outscaling them on mid and bot.
So what do you mean by that? Like, it's not worth the risk even if I could fight them?
Yeah, from my side, it's like, if you can fight them, but it's like 50-50, like, I mean, there's gonna be better timers in the game than 50-50, no?
Yeah, true.
Let's say you're getting outscaled, right? You're playing the Thresh side versus Braum. Yeah, we need to get some shit going on. We need to get some shit happening. We need to get some plates. We need to try to get the Drakes, you know? Aurelion, Sol, Zeri, Braum getting Drake? I don't know about that, you know? It's not a high enough rated game where people actually give a fuck about Drakes. There's no way that I think you guys should be getting the first one. I'm not saying don't fight with them. Okay, my advice to you is not don't fight them, but pick your timers, you know? Like when you're not under pressure and you're getting something and you're scaling well into the game, don't take unnecessary risk.
Yeah.
If you want to climb right now, if you want to become a really good player and find your limits, go for it, man. But if you're trying to find your limits in this elo that you're playing in, you know, the other players need to teach you a lot, and they're not going to. They're going to make a lot of mistakes too. But from my side, like even here, right? Aphelios, good or bad guns?
I'd say bad.
Like pretty dog shit, because he can't get a lot of stacks with the purple, with the graviton, right? Here, he gets hit by your slow. Even from my side, ulti was already too late. When he gets slowed right there, like this, insta ult, bro. You still have Braum ult. You can E ulti into this guy. He's dead. He's dead. He's dead. Even if he flashes, you follow flash, he's dead. And here, you know, you're APMing Thresh. I don't think you knew Asol's even here, by the way.
Yeah, I didn't.
Yeah. And in that case, why the fuck are you like APMing on the spot trying to kill this guy? E this guy and kill him.
Yeah.
So, okay, from my side, right? What I see in your gameplay, I mean, obviously we're talking about a couple things about playing around risk and, you know, whenever the right time is to fight, when are they not. You don't know if you win or you lose. That's how it looks like to me. And you're not testing either hypothesis whether you do win or lose.
Yeah.
I want to know, in this 2v2 situation here, do you win or do you lose? But I never got to figure out because you don't commit. So you didn't learn anything. And like, I mean, you can obviously see it in hindsight and try to recalibrate. But like, is this a timer that you should be playing safe? No, because your mid jungle's bot. When your teammates are around and you see a good situation, I do want you to send it. I do want you to be able to play the game, you know? If the enemy AD
Yeah.
carry gets tagged by critical CC, should you ulti and go for it? Yeah, of course. I don't care if you fuck up or you die 2v2 and you're like, man, you know what? Like, I had information, we hit the right stuff, but they're just too strong, you know? I would never say anything to you. I'd be like, yeah, unlucky, that's just how the matchup goes. And you'll figure it out. On the timers where your teammates are not around and it doesn't make sense, you're sending it, or you're trying to fight, and then on the timer that you are finally allowed to, you don't let yourself all in because you're worried it might fuck up. From my side, that's like the story of these games, for sure. And I think that just a bit more confidence on the timers where you actually think that you do win, and the way that you figure out if you win or lose, all based off details. Who has flash? What spell needs to be hit? What spell do I need to dodge? And once I dodge those things, or they get hit by the things, I send it all in. And you'll be good, man. I guess as a side note as well, just like, remember your identity. Remember your champion. Your champion needs to farm. Your champion is a vacuum for 1v9 in the game as it continues. It's okay to be down 10 CS. It's okay to be down 20 CS. It's okay to lose a turret plate or two. It's not okay to get dove. It's not okay to die 1v1. It's not okay to fight when the enemy jungler's mid jungler bot and yours aren't, you know? Kinda. Like, of course you can play on your limits, but yeah. I mean, this guy's just gonna get flayed, no? Maybe we chunk Kha'Zix. Nice. Nice try on the W. Push. Play the dive sequence.
I completely hit this.
I mean, it's fine. Happens. He's full stack lethal tempo, outranging you. You have no spells. Clicking back in was already a mistake. Try to W this Malzahar. W. R flash. W. Nah,
Yeah.
But it's fine. Like, from my side, like, again, I prefer this, that you end up doing this, than the, like, half-assing it, you know? But I see right here, R flash on 3. And going R flash and going left side here. I mean, but you don't even have to flash, you know? Like, what should you have done? As soon as you see that Braum Q hits, if you're out of range for a failure spells here, I would W this guy. And then you have some options. Thresh flash in. But, again, same thing. You should also insta-ult. If you want to ulti, like, flash 3, go for it. But as soon as you're, like, you know there's a fight that's going to ensue, don't, like, hold your ult, in my opinion. Just ulti, man. You could have already killed Kha'Zix. And then, you know, obviously flashing forward happens, you know. It's fine, bro. Like, whatever. I really don't care too much about it, you know. No, I think it's fine. Like, I don't know, maybe from your POV, that death seems, like, really, like, bad, but I literally...
I think I should have wiped the floor with all of them.
Like, I literally don't care about it, because, like, it was a good timer to fight. Okay, man, you disrespected Mal's ult. Yeah, it happens. Sucks.
Yeah.
How many times are you going to play against Malzahar? Probably not that many, but, like, should you, you know, use your critical spell? Like, the timer in which you were supposed to play hyper aggressive, you missed the window. The window was here. Thresh hook down. Kha'Zix E down. You could have slowed this guy. Imagine you E ulted onto the Malzahar here. He has to ult you, or he's dead.
Yeah.
But if he ults you, he's dead. You know?
Yeah.
Instead, you end up going on the Kha'Zix who has ulti stealth, flashes away. You feel like, now it's my time, it's a clutch. But, you know, your target selection was poor and happens. But I really don't care about this death, okay? It doesn't look bad to me. I care about you dying in bot river. I care about you not waiting for your mid jungle, you know? But when it's time to fight, like, just go test your shit, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, I think you're a little bit passive on the timing in which you should all in. But, you know, you'll figure it out over time. Anyways, I think that's pretty much... most of the things I think is worth reviewing.
I think I definitely just need to get better at figuring out what timers I should fight.
Yeah, for sure. It's really important when you're playing Zeri. It's really important when you're playing AD carry, but super important when you're playing Zeri. Any ult-reliant champs, Kai'Sa, Zeri. But yeah,
Yunara, I guess, as well.
Yeah, Yunara, yeah, for sure. Yunara, absolutely. I mean, hers is kind of more Q-related, but it's very, very important with ulti as well. Like, she can actually fight in lane with her Q if she has. She does so much damage. But yeah, your point stands 100%. So like, I think it's relatively clear what you need to do in your next games to come out with like much better results. And I actually think it's going to be like, you know, putting on makeup or something like that. I think you're going to get an instantaneous buff from doing these things better. It's not like, oh shit, man, enjoy the grind. You're going to be here 6 months before you see something. No, I actually think you can fix this in a day or two. You can't fix it completely fundamentally in a day or two, but you can get better results instantly. It's just, where are people on the map? When am I stronger than them? And when I am, I send it and I figure out my limits. That's it. It's as simple as that.
Yeah.
Perfect.